Today's story is about burnout. The syndrome has been growing more and more all over the world. We interviewed patient Susie Davis, who suffered traumatic experiences in her company.
I had a very hectic life. I feel pressure at work, and recently this brought me some problems. About 1 month ago, I started to feel very tired. I went to doctors and the exams showed that everything was fine, but I knew I wasn't. I decided to go for a psychologist. That's when I found out I was developing burnout. I've been training myself since then.
Good evening, we are here with Miss Christine Mary's mother, the girl who had a burnout affair here in Brazil. Well, Miss Christine, could you tell us how all this went?
Good night, Benny. My daughter Maria has always been hard at school. She always charged herself a lot. She say, "Mom, I want to do this work. I want to present." And we, "Calm down, daughter." But she has always been like that. One day, the school called me and said that she was present a job and it crashed. I was a little confused because she always spoke very well. She was never ashamed. That's when I stopped and thought, something has happened. We went to the doctor and she was diagnosed with burnout syndrome.
With all this new discovery, how was it to find out? How did you and your husband deal with all this?
At first, my husband and I were in shock because we didn't know what it was about, since it is not such a talk about thing, but it's a very serious thing. It can also happen in work, and it's a very dangerous thing, even though people don't comment so much, so it's important that we give ourselves rest.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Christine, and everybody watching. Good night.
Hello, I'm Maria, and from a very young age, I charged myself a lot because I want to go to Harvard. I study day and night. My parents never charged me, but my old school did. The charge got worse in high school until I found out the burnouts. My mother thought I was dying from all the symptoms I felt. Until one day, I went to present a work at school. I had researched a lot, and at the time I got stuck.
Our reporter Rachel interviewed 2 specialists in burnout syndrome. Let's see.
Now we are with Teacher Gus, a burnout specialist.
Just as this problem happens to adults due to work, it can also happen to children and teenagers. There's a great overload just like at work. Sometimes this demand doesn't even come from the family or school. It can come from the student himself, who intends to do his best and ends up overwhelmed.
Good morning. Now we are with an expert in the field. What is burnout?
Burnout is a work-related exhaustion syndrome linked to how you deal with your emotions when related to your work. So when you're going to your work or engaging in your activity causes you anxiety or some type of suffering to the point of not being able to deal with it. So these emotions compromise their performance. So the person's at the beginning of a burnout. In more serious cases, it can lead to depression. So it's a pathology linked to their work.
That was today's story. Take care of yourself and be aware of your mental health. Good night.